Here we go. Twitch is in danger of shutting down. This is the one. This is the one, guys. I had a lot of time to think about the video I made. And I like it a lot, but I think that I disagree with some of my own points. And we'll talk about those. So, still running around? I got you. What are you running? What does that mean? Running around the Christmas tree. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Sorry. People tell me Christmas is over, and I'm like, I don't believe you. Is that weird? I love Christmas time, man. Just for like how happy people are in general. Okay, guys, are we ready? Christmas lasts till June, and then we have Christmas in July. True.
Twitch is really going through it right now.
Let's do it, guys.
They are struggling through a hard time internally. I'm not talking about falling off or anything. They haven't lost their spot at the top of the food chain when it comes to...
You should tell that to every person on Twitter and social media, that every single time Kick says something, literally anything, you see like a dozen people with like 2 viewers on Kick being like, "Comment quick W," and you're just like, oh my god, dude, you guys are so idiotic. Sorry.
Streaming,
just a random aside.
But internally, it's pure chaos and pandemonium. They've been treading water when it comes to their financials, and it's been getting really bad.
Okay, he is right. They've been treading water with their financials, 100%. We discussed this. They've, for the last, 12 years, every single year they've lost money except like 1 or 2 years, which is insane. That's a lot. But this is also relatively common in tech, especially in growing tech companies. And I think there's multiple reasons why. So we're gonna really get into it. But honestly, I don't think it's pandemonium at Twitch. Like, I think everyone knew at Twitch, especially Dan Clancy, over the past year that this was going to happen. These firings, not really firings. Firings imply the layoffs. So what's the difference between a layoff and firing? Firing is a lot of times when someone does something bad. And that's when they use the term firing. A layoff is when it's a necessary evil, where it's just, restructuring, or, hey, we grew way too much, way too fast, and we actually don't have the work for this amount of people, and we have to let you go. And I really think that is what is going on. That is what has been going on. That is what went on the last year, again, for another 400 people being laid off, which is a lot, at Twitch, and then another 500 about 3 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. But that number is gigantic. But I want you guys to know, this is how large Twitch was, and in terms of people that work at Twitch, and there's a reason that so a bad layoff is where, in, like I said, we had to compare this between Activision Blizzard and Twitch, and I really did like that comparison. Because Activision Blizzard, when they laid off like hundreds and hundreds of QA people, they were at the same time giving Bobby Kotick like fucking raise of millions and millions of dollars, and he was like he and the other executives were like taking home giant bonuses. This is not the situation here. Like, this is really just a situation of the Twitch as a website. Actually, let me see if I can find those numbers. The viewership at Twitch has shrunk, actually. Twitch viewership by year. And it's not like Twitch is dying or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that, but it has become a little stagnant. So here we go. We're gonna use TwitchTracker.com here, and so this is actually May 2019. This is when I started streaming on Twitch, and Twitch averaged 1.2 million viewers, which is a lot, but it's only 1.2 million. If you compare that to YouTube, it's like, what is it? 3 billion people watch YouTube. Like, that's a lot. That is literally a lot. So and then we had it was pretty stagnant. It was growing, but very small. And then you have the big jump in COVID. And so the big jump in COVID happened. It jumped up to literally 2.5 million from 1.2 to 2.5, like basically double, guys, which is gigantic. Now, the problem here is that we knew that people would, not stick around after people, offices start opening up and everything like that. Everyone knew this. However, people at tech companies, and especially, in this case, Twitch, did not believe that was the case. So they thought they would be getting these growth numbers forever. And they did for about another year. So it went from 2.5 to 2.9 to 3.1 at its peak in May of 2021. Still a really big number and a really, really big increase, especially from the last year. But they didn't realize that that number was going to stagnate. And that number did. And now we're back down to 2.5 mil, which is a lot larger than May of 2019 when I started streaming. But it is absolutely, stagnant over the past year. There's nothing wrong with that. However, a lot of people were brought on during what everyone thought was a huge growth area in tech. Embracer Group, who owns a lot of video game companies, made this big error. Sega made this big error. Twitch made this big error. Twitter made this big error. Do you guys remember when Twitter, literally dropped half of its workforce? And everyone thought that Twitter was going to melt down? Twitter never melted down. Are there problems with the site? Absolutely. But it's not dead. And everyone thought it was going to be dead. There are too many people working at these tech companies. And it is a hard truth. It's not a fun truth, but it is the facts, man. It is the facts. And a big way of lowering your losses is to get rid of the people that you don't need. And if you're too big as a company, that is just how numbers work. So that's the start.
They just had to announce that they're stopping the Twitch service in South Korea because it's just prohibitive.
This is okay. So we talked about this a little bit a few months back. This is actually not Twitch's fault at all. I looked into a lot of the situation there, and basically it's like a giant cabal in South Korea. Samsung literally basically has slavery in all but name. They basically buy you like a capsule, and if you work at Samsung and you live at that capsule, and then every single waking moment of your day when you're not in that capsule, you're like working at the fucking slum mines of Samsung. And then you go back to the capsule when you're done. And it's like a 3x3 cubicle or some shit that people live in. It's psychotic. Anyways, South Korea is like that a lot. And a lot of these tech companies are extremely, extremely powerful, to the point that South Korea tech companies made a deal with the South Korean government to create their own streaming service and basically, push out Twitch and any other live streaming service or anything like that with exorbitant costs. And that is actually why Twitch left South Korea. They were just like, it's crazy. We can't work here. Are you kidding? And when that happened, dude, I bet you, we don't know the numbers. We don't know exactly who's being laid off. They're not going to ever share that, nor frankly should they. That's kind of private internal company stuff. But with the layoffs, I bet you, out of the past 1,000 people, almost 900 people, 500 plus 400 over the past year, both numbers combined, a lot of them were probably people who were working in South Korea. Not a lot of them, but a solid percentage. So it really does suck for them. But it's partner managers. There's a lot less partner managers now. That's another reason why a lot of people are being laid off. So way back, I guess anything prior to 2 years ago, when a streamer would hit partner, they would get a whole bunch of other benefits, right? That there's a bunch of benefits to hitting partner, more emotes and so on and so forth. But one of them is that you would get a partner manager. And that partner manager was basically your physical person liaison that you could type to, talk to, email. If there was any issues, they would basically let you know, hey, you're being DMCA'd or whatever, how to deal with it, or so on and so forth. If you got suspended for some goofy ass reason, Twitch concierge, kind of, yeah. Basically like a QA support specialist. honestly a very important thing. And I'm not a big fan that they got rid of them, but they got rid of them. And so basically now when you hit partner, there's like one partner manager for like every 50 partners or something. Now there's like a lot more partners as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So a lot of those went by the wayside. The other thing is that a lot of people that worked on the and I think a lot of the partner managers as well had a hand in this, which is probably why they're no longer there. Is that you had a partner contract, and it was a partner contract with a lot of the big streamers where they would have special terms and conditions. And this is what when I explain this. Oh my God, everyone threw tomatoes at me on Twitter when I explained this. But I tried to explain to people that the 70-30 split was not an every person split. It wasn't even an every partner split. It was only it was a by case basis. And like you would have to really fight to get your 70-30 split as a partner. You'd have to explain, hey, I'm doing these numbers and I'm pulling these people in from these communities. And you'd have to literally negotiate your contract. And so on and so forth. Like then certain people had to stream certain hours and so on and so forth. However, in the past 2 years, and you saw this when like Carnage left for YouTube and so on and so forth. A lot of the big partners left Twitch for YouTube and Twitch for other sites when they realized they weren't going to get special deals anymore. And the reason is that Twitch made the, in my opinion, very smart decision on going away from these individual huge contracts and going to a really, really standardized contract, partner contract. And so now pretty much every single partner, I mean, of course, there's exceptions, but most partners, the vast majority of partners, have a very, very standardized contract. Thus, you don't need the people working on the contracts anymore. You don't need these partner managers, like, you know, making these deals, these negotiations with partners and so on and so forth. Twitch partners and stuff. They're just not needed. So I bet you a lot of the people as well in the group that is being laid off, it's probably a lot of those people as well. By probably, I mean, almost certainly. Granted, we don't have the numbers, but I know what I know. If there's a market that we are no longer doing, you get rid of it. A lot of the people that were working on hype chats was a complete and abject failure. No one does hype chats anymore. Like no one did hype chats in the first place. Those people, they're not. I bet they're not at Twitch anymore. I bet those are some of the people that were. What the fuck is a hype chat? Exactly. No one knows. Hype chat was a way to like pay money to highlight your chat for like a certain amount of time, and it was so confusing how the process even worked. And also like the streamer only got like a 30% of the money from it or something. It was just like a bad deal all around. Streamers weren't happy with it. Twitch wasn't happy with it because no one was using it. People weren't happy with it, so they didn't use it as in viewers. It was like nothing. No one liked it, so no one used it. And so that there's but the problem is there's a lot of things on Twitch which Twitch tried to implement, and the implementation was failed, and they're just not used. So all of those engineers and stuff, while I'm very sad that they lost their job, they're not needed because none of these things were ever used. None of these issues were ever solved, and it's kind of like waste. So a lot of tech companies, and a lot of like you brought up League of Legends, Julian. Dude, this thing happened with all the league teams as well. Like during the COVID boom, a lot of money and like the couple of years leading up to COVID, there was like a big influx of investor money into league teams, and it was like millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. So teams had more money than they knew what to do with, and guess what? They wasted a lot of money on really, really useless shit. A lot of them didn't, and most of them didn't actually, you know, develop the money back into their own business and try to grow the business of the team so they would be able to sustain. Instead, they just, you know, paid player salaries like crazy and developed training centers and so on and so forth, and stuff that is, you know, really cool for you or I, but it wasn't particularly useful for the team. And when that investor money dried up, I mean, that's why CLG left League of Legends. They had to literally sell their spot. TSM left. Golden Guardians just left. Dude, there's been a lot of turnover. But yeah, this kind of phenomenon has happened in tech a lot over the past 3 years. And it's hit Twitch in this way as well. This is just another way.
expensive. They also had the huge round of layoffs last year that you might remember. Twitch is
Yeah.
just generating about as much money as CryptoZoo. $0. In fact,
Okay. I love Penguin0. I love his little crack about CryptoZoo. That part is funny, but it's not exactly on the mark. I mean, I think so Penguin0 is smart. So he knows how profit and loss works, and how revenue and loss and net profit and all that, like how these things interrelate and such works. But it kind of sounds like he's saying Twitch makes no money. Twitch makes an absolute boatload of money revenue wise. It just doesn't make any profit, because okay, so let's do some math, guys. If you are deleting and laying off 500 people from Twitch, and 500 people is 35% of the workforce, that means the entire workforce at that time is 1,500 or more, just slightly more than 1,500. However, if you add to that, there was 400 people laid off beforehand. Now that number is close to 2,000, and there was layoffs before that as well. So we're talking that like 2 years ago, maybe, Twitch was actually about 2,500 people working at Twitch. Does this company move fast enough to make you feel like there are 2,500 people working at Twitch, guys? Like, let me ask that question for you. Let's get some input in chat, because I honestly don't think Twitch does not move fast. Twitch is like a giant leviathan, and I can tell you, like, I've seen a lot of people that are like, they're talking about their day at Twitch and they work like 3 hours and shit. Like, man, I work like fucking 12 hours a day, dude. Like, I work 12 hours a day every single day, and I can barely make ends meet. You know, it's hard work, but it's very fulfilling work. But like, this is crazy, man. I saw people on like in the tech world on Twitter talking about like #Baylife, and they work for like 3-4 hours. It's crazy. You're not counting stream time. No, I'm not counting stream time. I mean my day job, Julian. I talk at my day job. I work 10 to 12 hours every single day. Since January 2020, I've been working every single day, bar none. Like, literally the only break I took was when I had to go take care of my mom for 2 weeks because she hurt herself. And I had to, like, literally physically, my dad and I had to take care of her. And I was still doing remote work from there. Like, it's not like I stopped and dropped everything. I dropped most things, but, you know, I still work there. So, like, that is... I'm just comparing the workload, guys. I'm just comparing the workload. And I'm not saying a lot of the people at Twitch didn't work hard. There was a lot of great workers at Twitch. There's a lot of people that are still at Twitch. There are people that got laid off on Twitch that worked really, really hard. But there was a lot that wasn't as well, guys. Like, I'm just going to say it. It's not going to be a popular opinion, and it's going to be a hot take. But, man, I've worked with a lot of companies where so in the acquisition business, when you're consulting for a company, telling them that your workforce is 30% larger than it needs to be for the amount of workload that they have. So they either need to increase their workload, as in like get more projects and such for, you know, construction company or engineering company, or you need to drop your workforce by 30%. And because, dude, people are taking 3-hour lunches. Like, I don't know what to say. There's no other way around it. And a lot of people don't understand this. People who aren't entrepreneurs and who have never worked in a manager or, you know, a higher up position in business, honestly, it's very hard for them to understand. And it's like a really, really hard perspective to have. And it's not a fun perspective by any means, but it's how numbers work. And if a company is not generating profit, I am sorry, it's not going to work. And that is being very generous here. So let me wait because
less than zero.
Because the problem with Twitch also you have to get into is that it's a subsidiary of Amazon. It is not the reason Twitch has been able to exist, because I got this question in a DM from a friend, and it was a really, really poignant question. It was a good question. They said, Cap, if Twitch is a loss leader for Amazon, as in they're losing boatloads of money every year and they're not making profit, why is Twitch allowed to exist? If they lost money every single year, except for like a year here or there, so basically 11 out of 12 years they've been losing money, how are they allowed to exist? Why hasn't Amazon nuked them from orbit? It's because, guys, Twitch is a subsidiary of Amazon. When it's a subsidiary, it is a very, very different thing. TaxBit is a different thing. Yeah, it's part of it. Part of it, Alashi. So one thing, yeah, Alashi brings it up, so I'll just say it. When a subsidiary, in this case Twitch, is losing an absolute boatload of money every single year in a very legal and upfront way, what you can do is write it off as a tax write-off and be like, hey, this venture lost money. And that will basically give you tax credit where you won't have to pay as much taxes on your actually successful business ventures. This is something every single business of every single size uses. For example, so this is before COVID. My company, we used to own a construction company. And the construction company had a dirt mine. And the dirt mine was a subsidiary company. It was a separate company. We owned it as well. And the dirt mine, we would mine the dirt and we would use it for our projects. So we are essentially buying the dirt from our own company at cost, which means our dirt mining company makes zero money. It's losing money every single year, but it's not a bad thing. No harm is done. We're taking that dirt and using it on all our projects, and we're basically using our own material, and it worked out magnificently because this is good quality dirt. We can use it to do the terraforming that we need on the land and so on and so forth, and make a good project and do a housing project, and our costs are a lot lower than a lot of other companies. So we were able to put our estimation for a project at a much lower number and thus get the project and still make a good profit. We're not, hatcheting anyone or anything like that. But the problem is, and the difference is between the dirt company and Twitch is that when our market was high, we didn't hire like literally 300 people that we didn't need. We didn't do that. Like, we just didn't do that part. Whereas Twitch, when the market was high for all these like tech companies and everything during COVID, they did. They expanded like absolute bananas. And now the chickens came home to roost. They have to, fix that situation. So that is a little bit of an analogy and different perspective on why this has occurred. And so Twitch is a subsidiary for Amazon. So Twitch is allowed to have a certain level of losses. However, those losses are too high right now. And Twitch will probably still not be profitable for at least the next 2 years. The other thing is that Twitch is allowed to be unprofitable until the AV1 encoding happens, because so the two largest costs for Twitch are two things. I just said two twice. Okay, so the two biggest losses for Twitch, money-wise, are paying money out to your companies, your employees, which is, something every business faces, not a big deal. Like you have employees that cost money, it's fine. And then the other issue is the other monetary issue, and this is a unique to Twitch thing, is that video encoding is absolutely bonkers expensive. But there's a lot of technology. I talked about it on the other video at great detail about CES and everything like that, the AV1 encoding and so on and so forth, the client-side encoding. Basically, our computers upcoming in a few years will be able to do the vast majority of the encoding, and that'll save Twitch like so much money. So if you lower your workforce to a manageable level and the encoding stuff happens in the next couple of years, Twitch will probably be profitable in 3 years. And that is fine with Amazon. So, long story short, for brevity's sake, Amazon is okay with the losses that Twitch is able to incur, even right now after it lays off 500 people, because it's going to be saving enough money where it's still losing money, but at a much slower rate, and then in a couple of years it will lose no money, and it'll actually make money because video encoding and distribution of the video and everything like that, that's already gotten so much better over the past 5 years, and it's going to get infinitely better over the next like 3 or 4 years or so. So if you're worried about Twitch's future, don't be. It's fine. We'll be fine.
It's negative monies. Negative clams are being generated by Twitch, and it seems to just keep getting
He's right,
worse.
but this
They
is the
just
detail.
had to
This is
announce
the detail.
another wave of layoffs at Twitch with 500 employees losing
Oh, I just
their
completely
jobs.
jumped the gun.
35% of the Twitch workforce
It will get more
was being
profitable.
laid off.
How do you figure
as confirmed
Craxus?
by Dan
It will.
Clancy.
I can promise you.
And today, Dan
But
Clancy
go ahead
actually did a
and
stream
ask.
just being fully
I'll explain.
transparent, going over a lot of things such as the layoffs as well as just Twitch not really making money.
Yeah.
Again, that's not a secret. We all knew that.
It was like it was at a level that was untenable. Like I said, if you had 1,000 people, Moore's Law. Well, explain for layman's what you feel that Twitch won't make money because of Moore's Law, my friend. Let me bring up a calculator, because I'm gonna show you how much 500 layoffs are makes for Twitch. So we got 500 people. Let's estimate, what is a computer engineer salary generally, like a lower tier computer engineer. Flops won't become cheaper. It's not about flops. This is not like teraflops or anything. Craxus. This is about video distribution and encoding. Encoding is, according to Twitch engineers, encoding and being able to distribute transcoded video from a bunch of streamers to a bunch of viewers at extremely different quality levels, like 160p to all the way through 720 and beyond. That costs Twitch more than anything. So this number that I'm about to calculate with you guys for the amount of price for the amount of money that a single employee costs, that number is smaller than the encoding number. $100,000. Yeah, exactly, Julian. Exactly. Yeah. So $100,000 in salary. So that's $50 million. This is per year. And then you can half that because it's $45,000 in benefits. Julian is correct. And the benefits like health insurance and so on and so forth. And so that is another 25. Let's just be generous. And so it's in, just for round number sake, it is $75 million. $75 million every single year. That is a gigantic expense. And they would not be getting rid of people that they need for their core business. So what this will mean is that a lot of the new stuff that you might want to see out of Twitch, that I would want to see out of Twitch as well, which does suck, will probably not happen at the same speed. And we actually listened to an entire part of Dan Clancy's discussion about it yesterday, but I mean, that still holds water, obviously, where it's going to be, you know, a lot of those upcoming things will be slower. But besides that, the core functionality of Twitch should not change. So with that, they're saving $75 million. That's an insane number. I just wanted to give you guys some context on the level of what this means. Remove transcoding from everyone but partners. Well, the problem is DG Gnome. So I explained this in the long discussion, but I'll say it here. I'm one of the lucky affiliates that has transcoding. Not all affiliates have transcoding. Most don't. So I do get lucky with transcoding. However, with the when I got transcoding on my channel, it was like, I think it was like mid 2021. Did you know? I kid you not, my concurrent viewers that week and sustained. I changed nothing else. I didn't change game types or anything like that. I was still playing, you know, the same few silly, fun variety games. I went from literally 15 concurrent viewers to 22. So over 5 CCV. Every single person who has transcoding has a better viewership. Transcoding, if you remove transcoding, you're actually destroying your viewer base. So you can't actually remove transcoding. However, making it more cost efficient is a very, very important thing. And that's where the AV1 encoding happens and everything like that. But yeah, you can't remove transcoding. I mean, you could, but it'd be a very, very bad idea for Amazon to do so. If they did that, they would nuke their viewership by like a crazy number. It would tank here. Like for example, Lana watches on Wi-Fi on mobile. She cannot watch at a very, very high visual setting. And if there's no transcoding, she'd be perma buffered, and she wouldn't be able to enjoy the stream. Same with Doc. Doc watches the stream at 160p, so he can't really see anything I'm doing on screen, but he listens. And he talks, and I'm able to be engaging enough that Doc Oaks can be in here and watch at 160p and still respond and still have fun and chat and enjoy the community and everything like that. And if there was no transcoding, he would be stuck at 720p and nothing but 720p, and it would be perma buffering for him. That is the difference that transcoding makes. I honestly wish every streamer had transcoding. And I think that would only be a positive for Twitch. However, it would be a big expense for Twitch as well. So the fact that they have it now for a lot of affiliates is they think it's good. They have a lot of smart people working at Amazon, guys. Like a lot of people much smarter than I am. I'm like a wee bab when it comes to business. I've only been working full time in business for 7 years, but I still have some pretty decent chops at it. But I can tell you, like, there's always a cost benefit analysis for this. So is the cost worth the benefit? How are you? And I always watch Twitch at 480p. Yeah, exactly, Kashab. Exactly, buddy. So like, if transcoding was removed, you would have like 5 seconds of buffering every minute, which doesn't sound too bad. But having been in that situation myself when I'm traveling and trying to watch Twitch, it's impossible, man. It's really, really hard to have like 5 seconds of basically roboting every single minute. There's no way. Yeah, it would
as
not
much
be
of a
possible.
secret as me being short. Like,
yeah,
everyone knows
that's
by
the
just
answer.
taking a look at Twitch and what's been going on. It definitely fucking sucks how many people just lost their jobs
Melted
in this
Jedi.
most
Like I
recent
said, a
wave
lot
here,
of them
and
have
it's
it.
even more unfortunate that it's not exclusive to just Twitch here. This has become extremely common in the tech industry.
Okay,
because
he's
so
talking about
many
the tech
companies
industry.
like Twitch started overhiring and went through this
He's so
period
smart,
of
man.
overgrowth, especially during COVID.
Look at how smart he is. He's agreeing with every single one of my points so far. Oh my god, man. Moist Critical is so smart.
And now
so
all
smart.
at once they're starting to downsize
Brilliant.
and lay off a ton of people like what they
Buffering
just
and
did.
ads are the hardest
And
seconds
that's
of my life.
something Dan also
Ads
talks
won't go
about.
anywhere.
We've implied this before,
Let's see.
where we say we need to run it sustainably, but I'll be blunt. We aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch.
Amazon has been so. Someone also asked me another question of how is Amazon supportive of Twitch, and I gave them the very simple answer. I said, Twitch hasn't been nuked from orbit by Amazon as of yet. That's it. That's how. They're not like super helping. So the implication from the question was they haven't really created any cool special things that should be a bridge between Amazon and Twitch. And I actually agree with that point. Like I think that Amazon would find more success bringing back, for example, and I talked about this in great detail the last video, which was 3 hours long. Amazon Blacksmith was a really, really cool thing. I never got the chance to use it much for literally more than like 3 days before they literally nixed the entire project. But that would have been a really cool thing. Like, dude, I'm very lucky to have amazing 36 people every single night. I have about 250 people coming to stream with the amount I stream every single day. And with that number, if I was, showing off my shiny Blue Yeti Nano mic, for example, it would have a link directly to Amazon being like, this is where you can buy it. I wouldn't even have to advertise. I just, just be there. And you could click the little thingy and it would this is how a Blacksmith worked. And it would give me some money when you buy your product at a discount because you had the kindness to click on that link. So it's an affiliate link, affiliation type of deal. But it was a really cool thing. That thing would make Twitch so much more money. So, okay, another aspect, and this brings up another aspect of life support. Yeah, but that's what's needed, Kashaf. That is what is needed. However, I think they would be a little bit more successful if they, think a little bit outside of the box, in my opinion. Twitch is a big, Prime. Nubanizer, you nailed it. That is exactly what I want to talk about next. Why is Amazon okay with having so much loss from Twitch? Tax was only part of it. I never got to the second part because I got distracted, because anytime I see a shiny object, my brain goes like that. So yeah, thank you for bringing me back. This is a very, very big thing. So Amazon knows that Twitch is allowed to be a loss leader because it is huge for bringing use for Twitch Prime. That is exactly why Twitch Prime, Twitch users becoming Prime users is the entire reason why Twitch is still in existence. That is the biggest leader of profit for Amazon. So they're basically running at a loss to make more Prime users. And more Prime users, anytime someone has Prime, they will be more likely to use Amazon products for Amazon Video is another example. Dude, who watches Amazon Video? If you had it not for free, would you watch Amazon Video? I personally would never pay for Amazon Video if it was not included in Prime. However, because it's included in Prime, I don't want to cancel my Amazon Prime. It's the marketing ploy, and it's not a bad marketing ploy. All marketing ploys work like this, and I think like Amazon Prime might be one of the best deals in terms of like electronic style subscription you could possibly have. You get a lot for it. You get Amazon Music, you get Amazon Video, you get free deliveries, or almost free deliveries. You get very fast deliveries for Amazon. I use Amazon for a lot of shit, and it's a good deal. It's a really, really insanely good deal, and a big part of it is the big part of why Amazon Prime is so popular with the gaming community is because of Twitch. That is exactly it right there. Nailed it, Nubanizer. Nailed it. Exactly. Did you know sorry, Doc said they likely don't even have to be profitable in 2 years. They just need to show that they're moving towards profitability. Yeah, exactly. It's all trend lines, Doc. Basically, like I said, their losses were too high. And now their losses are at a much more acceptable level considering the other benefits that Amazon gets. And namely Prime, and namely that they know far more than we do. Because like we learned about AV1 encoding at CES this year, and that was like 4 days ago, which was really cool news. But there's no doubt in my mind, actual computer engineers at Amazon knew this way beforehand. They were some of the ones working on it with NVIDIA and so on. Like there's a reason this is something that they announced with streaming in mind at CES, with NVIDIA in mind, and with OBS in mind. They literally were all talking about that exact same thing. This AV1 encoding is huge for the streaming world, and every streaming company and every company related to streaming, such as YouTube, such as Twitch, is very much in the know. So there's no doubt in my mind that they know how much they only just have to hold out for a couple of years, essentially. Okay, DGNome asked a question. I understand your points. Work in nonprofit financial sector. Things, of course, are not cut and dry, though I do believe they could suck some fat and not. And I don't have their internal docs. I wouldn't consistently pay for Amazon Video if divorced from Prime. I treat it as a video service a couple times a year. Yeah, exactly. In fact, I think pretty much I would recommend everyone cancel all of your shows services every single month. You pick which one you want. Like Amazon Prime is the only one worth keeping because you get so many other things from it. Or for me, like, dude, I don't pay for Netflix. I don't pay for HBO. I don't pay for Disney. I only pay for them when there's like a show I want, and I'll pay for like a month. And I'm like, I feel like watching a whole bunch of like Marvel shit. I'm gonna pay for Disney for a month. And that is how I do it. Like, it saves so much money. It's like ridiculous. Like Amazon Prime is the only one that the only subscription that I actually keep going month after month. Matt Raving says Amazon Prime isn't a great deal anymore. They no longer give us fast delivery despite us having a warehouse 20 minutes away from our house. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, like they have lowered the amount of stuff that they give, Matt Raving. But like I still get 2-day delivery for pretty much everything, and it's free. So like it's not 1-day delivery anymore. So it is twice as long, but it's still not bad. It's still not bad. like considering like, and it's like a comparison thing. So it's a very interesting business thing that you talk about, Mad Raving. You hit something that a lot of marketers are very wary about, and a lot of people working in business are very wary about. If you give something and then you take it away, even if it's in a small way, people hate it. But if you give something and you if you give something small and then make it a slightly larger, people lose their minds and are so thankful. So it's a big thing. Like I said, I still get fast delivery, but it's 2 days instead of 1 day, right? And we're all complaining about it, right? That's just how it works. Expensive features like transcoding, HE streaming, being a part of Amazon, literally have access to AWS is the best deal you could possibly hope for as an online streaming website. Oh yeah, Numanizer for sure. I mean that, dude. Like I said, Amazon bought Twitch way back, and I talked about this way back in the previous video. And I will link the other video, the 3-hour long one, but it's a very in-depth one, but this one is going to be a lot more brief and more to the point. AWS is why Amazon bought Twitch. When Twitch was going to be bought out, the two companies that wanted to buy it were Google and Amazon. And Amazon actually beat Google in terms of bid and so on and so forth. Not because of money, actually, because Google actually offered more money. If we were owned by Google, dude, ad CPMs would be so much higher for us. Google AdSense is insane. But Amazon went out. Amazon made the deal because of AWS. They wanted Amazon Web Services to incorporate the ability to distribute video from Twitch. If you go to Twitch's website, sorry, if you go to Amazon's website right now, you can use AWS to make a video distribution website. That is literally how Kick was made. That is exactly how Kick was made. So, for example, that's just a real example.
A big thing for being sustainable over time.
Average 5 days? Oh, wow, Mad Raving. Maybe it's different by area.
Money.
I'm in Florida, so I'm not sure.
That's a big part of my job because that's going to be what makes sure we can be here for long term.
This is the CEO of Twitch who is just speaking openly and honestly about what's going on, which is really refreshing,
like I said before.
The last CEO who
I agree completely with what's critical here. Like having Dan Clancy as CEO is so refreshing. Like, oh my god, man. Oh my god, dude. We're actually still in such of a rut and Twitch only has to make these hard decisions because of so much waste and shit from the previous CEO. Previous CEO was an absolute idiot when it came to running Twitch. Like, he was a brilliant computer engineer, apparently, and that's why Twitch exists. But, man, he is... Oh, my God, man. He was so useless, man. Holy shit.
That he ran Twitch. Again, this isn't
a he didn't even know he ran Twitch.
I don't think anyone heard this and flew back in their chair and slapped their knee like, well, golly, Twitch not being profitable, never saw that coming.
Dude, I mean, maybe Moist Critical doesn't talk to people on Twitter as much anymore, but I had to explain very, very basic concepts about how unprofitable Twitch is to literally like 100 people on Twitter over the past couple of days, which is why I made these videos. Actually, I'm making this video and the previous video because of this. I was just like, man, people really don't know that Twitch is unprofitable. And I explained this in like, I brought up the chart. I brought the profitability chart. You can literally Google it. And people were astounded that were literally convinced that Twitch is just being greedy here. And I'm like, no, it's actually unprofitable, guys. Like, it really is. I had to show them like the chart of hard numbers. Oh man, it was crazy.
This is the worst kept secret since Darth Vader being Luke Skywalker's father, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knew it wasn't making money, and Dan is now just finally saying that out.
Doc, you came up with a really good idea. I didn't even think of this, and that is an insane idea. I'm gonna say this aloud, so it's on tape. Doc said, and I didn't think of this. This is all Doc. To be honest, I think Twitch could, and I'm gonna erase that and say should, implement something like Throne for their partners, where they can make literal wish lists linked to Amazon items, and viewers could purchase those items then. And it would give, Amazon and more stuff. Streamers would get something. Viewers feel happy. Yeah, that's a perfect idea. That is an exact win-win-win situation. The fact that Amazon Twitch has not thought of that idea is, in my opinion, absolute insanity. Like, I was only talking about Amazon Blacksmith, which is where, like, you know, I mean, streamers are kind of like, you know, hawking their products a little bit, not in an overt way, but they're just showing what they use, and it would have like a link to Twitch's website, or sorry, Amazon's website and such. And that was what I was talking about. You went on a different level. That is a very good idea. Very, very, very good idea. And Melted Jedi, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. Yep, correct.
And then going over how he plans
$300 on a 7-foot.
Before going too deep into this subject I want to talk about, I just want to give a round of applause to Dan here. He really does seem like he cares. He's constantly streaming on Twitch and interacting with the community. Like,
Dan Clancy is like one of the only reasons I feel confident about Twitch's future.
When the announcement came with the layoffs, he wanted
like
to
I'm telling you about like the hard science and the hard numbers of why I feel confident about Twitch's future. But honestly, Dan Clancy is the reason that I feel confident about Twitch's future. What about us? What do you mean, Julian? I mean, I would be on Twitch until the day it dies, Julian. I just, because of Dan Clancy and the way he is, I feel confident that Twitch won't die. That's all I'm saying. You guys make streaming worth it, for sure.
About it and talk transparently about it. So honestly, it's appreciated that he'll do something like this.
Yeah.
Now, he does say something that I had to raise my eyebrow at. And if this was an NFL game and I was a coach, I'd probably be throwing a challenge flag on the play.
Wait,
he says that Amazon has been super supportive of Twitch.
Yes.
And to that I have to say, are you sure? This is maybe some kind of hostage situation? Is Jeff Bezos just off camera with a baseball bat with nails through it?
Again, I said it before, I'll say it again. Dan Clancy only was able to take the job as CEO knowing what he was getting into. He knew he was going to have to do a whole bunch of layoffs. He didn't like the situation. He had to do it. Also, oh, that Clancy. Oh my God. Okay, I got you. You're talking about the book author Clancy. Oh my, I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, that's a good callback. I did not even realize, Julian. Holy shit, man. But yeah, Dan Clancy went into this situation knowing he'd have to make a bunch of layoffs. He also went into the situation knowing that Twitch would be supported for the next few years until Twitch becomes profitable. Because, like, I think Amazon's days of having Twitch as the loss leader has come to an end. Or not end, but like it's coming to an end. And they're expecting Twitch over the next few years to become actually at least a little bit profitable. Because they're writing it off and everything, and that's fine. But it's still a loss of money. And Amazon does not like losses of money. They've nuked things that were losses of money. And they will continue to nuke things that are losses of money. At some point.
Threatening you to say things like that?
Not a threat.
This is going in. He knows, myself included, have stated is that Amazon seems really hands off with Twitch as a product for the entire.
When we acquire a company, even in a very small way, a lot of times we acquire a company, we put it back on its feet, and then we let it go on its way. A proper acquisition doesn't occur where you literally, say, this is how you're going to do work now. No, a lot of times you buy an already well-running company and you leave everything running well as running well. Anything that's not running well, you get rid of. That's fine. But Twitch was running okay. Like, it had too many people, which is why we're having layoffs. But besides that, like, Twitch is running well. So what do you do with a company that's running well? You don't fuck with something that works. You can't fuck with something. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that is what this situation is. Amazon, I'm very glad, has not gotten into the inner workings of the company. Anytime that they have, I mean, it's been something that hasn't been so great for streamers a lot of times, with like the ads increasing and so on and so forth. Too much. And they have had those growing pains. But largely, Amazon has done a pretty decent job of letting Twitch run itself. And letting people who know what they're doing on Twitch to do what they're going to do on Twitch.
The entire time it's owned it. It hasn't really done too
I'm
much
okay
to
with
try
it
and
being
elevate
hands-off.
it, improve it.
I think this is the very rare Amazon W. I'll actually go on record saying rare Amazon W.
Broken or really much of anything at all. I think the major contribution that the public can point to when it comes to Twitch and Amazon working together is Amazon offering the Twitch Prime subs, which is a huge component to Twitch, of course. It is a very big deal.
Yeah, exactly,
but aside from that, there haven't been too many things that Amazon has done for Twitch, at least in what I've seen and what most people have seen. But with the way Dan talks about it throughout this stream, it does seem like Amazon might be significantly more supportive behind closed doors than any of us could possibly ever know.
It like I said, it's money. Like, they are. It's behind closed doors. Amazon is like, you're allowed to exist. And Twitch is like, yes, thank you. That's it. That's literally it.
I just want to say, like, hearing him really sing the praises of Amazon as a partner was a little surprising for sure, given how little we see with Amazon.
I don't understand how it's so surprising.
And speaking of Twitch Prime,
I don't get it.
To take a little victory lap here and say I told you so. For about 2 years now, I've speculated that Twitch Primes might vanish, at least in their current format. For those that don't know, Twitch Prime is a service offered on the platform where you can sub to a streamer completely for free as long as you have your Prime sub available, and that streamer gets $5 from Twitch. Well, $2.50 from Twitch for free. All you do is take your Twitch Prime.
This is going to be a fun one.
$0 to you, and that streamer gets money from Twitch. I believe that they're just praying, fingers crossed, every day that you forget to use your Prime sub.
Okay, so the first part, I don't agree with him. So basically, so Twitch Primes obviously work that way. Now the second part, he's completely correct about. Let's go with the easy one. Let's go with the easy one. He's saying every single day they're crossing their fingers that you forget to use your Twitch Prime. This is true. Like, I mean, it's just a loss for them. However, it does not cost Twitch that much money. It costs Twitch a decent amount of money, but it costs Twitch only $2.50 to actually go to the streamer. It doesn't cost the $5. The other $2.50 is basically like the dirt company that I was talking about going back to the construction company. That is literally how it works. Mad Raving, thank you for the sub. You're amazing, my friend. From the bottom of my heart, that Prime sub. You wonderful being. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. You're amazing. And very apt for this conversation as well. The Prime subs, honestly, when I made the long video, I was of the opinion that the Prime subs would go away, or it would be changing its form into a sub discount or something like that. I actually don't think that's the case anymore. I think Twitch Prime being used by gamers and being used by and being like the link between Amazon and Twitch is so important for Twitch that I actually don't think they're going to get rid of it. I think they might, maybe like a while down the line, maybe they'll try to think of it or something like that. But I don't think Twitch Prime is actually going to go anywhere, at least for the next 2 years. Because they also know how important it is to not have too many big L's. Like, they know that losing 500 people at the company is a gigantic L. It's making Amazon more money if you think about it. Yeah, like I said, exactly. Like, so Amazon Prime costs like what, like $14 or something? It's like $13.99 or $12.99, something like that, every single month. And so $2.50 they're losing on a small segment of the population that would probably not have Twitch Prime without it. So they're gaining about $8 for every single gamer that has Amazon Prime because they want to support their favorite streamer. Because, dude, Twitch viewers are insane. Twitch viewers are some of the most generous people on the planet. You guys are amazing with all your subs and bits and donations and everything like that. And so they know that a lot of people are willing to be like, Prime is a pretty good deal. I can actually help support a streamer and, use a Twitch Prime on the streamer that I watch for 6 hours a day or whatever. And they know that you guys are that very generous and you'll be able to and willing to do that. And it's a good deal. So it's like not a bad deal, at least. Probably important to remember that most people Prime don't even know Twitch exists. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm using the subset of Twitch Prime users that own Twitch Prime because they're on Twitch. And then they're like, hey, might as well help support a streamer and get Twitch Prime, give a sub, and then use Amazon just slightly bit more. Exactly, Doc. Yeah. The vast majority, the link between Twitch and Amazon could be increased. Like I said, there's never been a a page of Amazon, even on like the gaming part of Amazon where you can buy video games or whatever. Dude, can you imagine if you go to like Amazon straight up and you go to like, say like buying Elden Ring and you would click Elden Ring for the PS5, and in the top right video you would have a little embedded video where it shows like a Twitch streamer playing Elden Ring. Dude, that would be so good for people wanting to buy Elden Ring. That would be so good for Amazon, and that would be so good for streamers playing Elden Ring. It would actually be crazy. It would be such a good idea. You came up with a good idea, Doc. This is my good idea. Like, and it doesn't exist. There is no link like that. There's no page in the entirety of Amazon where it has any of that. That is a failing on Amazon's part. So that is the thing that would help both websites massively, in my opinion. That would increase Twitch viewership. It'd increase Amazon's usage. It would be direct marketing towards anyone playing video games. It'd be crazy.
You remember to, you're just costing the company money. And I've said for 2 years since the holes in the ship started,
it's a cost they're happy with. Moist Critical is a cost they're happy with.
To show that's probably going to be one of the major things that they change. If they don't outright get rid of it, they're going to do some kind of drastic overhaul and change the way it currently is, because that is something that is not sustainable to a business that already isn't profitable.
Yeah, exactly, Doc. You're right. There's no advertisement for Amazon Prime about
Prime is a critical program for many streamers. We've already been looking across the company in terms of how to set us up for the long term. I think we will continue to evolve different aspects of our program, because part of what I'm trying to do is get us into a framework that can live over a long time.
I agree with that, and we listened to this before, but also Twitch Prime is a big reason why people are able to stream. I would say like gifted subs only account for and paid subs only probably account for probably about half of subs on all of Twitch. Like, I've watched a lot of Twitch streams over the years, and the vast majority of things that I see are not gift sub bombs. They're Twitch Prime subs. And so, like, with all those in mind, with all the sub bombs and everything in mind, I would say it's probably a solid half of subs. We don't know the numbers. I don't think they'll ever release their numbers for that, nor should they. It'd be a really bad idea. But I'm pretty sure, just from my anecdotal experience of watching Twitch streams and being a Twitch streamer myself, half of my subs are Prime subs. Straight up. Half of them.
Size of the company is one of those things that gets us to the right size for the longer period.
That's
of
a lot of subs. If every streamer lost half the revenue,
that so that we could continue to move that threshold. We're going to keep looking across our strategy.
If I lost half my revenue, meaning all Twitch Prime subs were just gone, I probably wouldn't be able to stream on Twitch nearly as much as I do now. Because like I said, most of the money I make on Twitch goes to my mom's meds. I would just take like a side gig and just start doing that side gig. Not because I want to, because I enjoy streaming more than anything, and I love growing this community. I want to make it full-time someday. But just because, like, dude, my mom's meds are expensive. And, like, one of the reasons I'm able to do this is because, you know, most of my money goes to my mom's meds. If that wasn't the case, I lost, like, half of that money every single month overnight, I would just, you know, start doing something else for a bunch of the time because I gotta pay for my mom's meds. It's just the reality of the situation. It would be brutal, but it's
the ads incentive program. We want
streamers. Every streamer relies on Twitch Prime subs.
And adapt
absolutely
and change as the market changes, and so there may be other changes, but
yeah, exactly.
Prime
I agree with
is
you.
an important part for our viewers and our creators. So it's important for us to make sure Prime still exists in some way.
Yeah. It's not a direct answer to the question of if the free benefit to Twitch Primes is disappearing. But I think it's pretty clear with the way he answers it and tiptoes around it, beats around the bush a little bit, that he recognizes the severity of having to change that, but knows that he needs to change it.
I don't agree. I think he's reading a little too much into this. I think that as someone who's had to make announcements to companies and such, Dan Clancy is making the only statement here he could. He can't make a statement where he says Twitch Prime subs are going away, even if he knows they're going away. He cannot make a statement saying they're not going away because he doesn't know if they're going to go away 3, 4, 5 years. There might be a point where Amazon is like, hey, this is not worth it anymore, and it's going to be a discount service or whatever, or it's just not going to exist or whatever. And if he does that, it'll be like the most gigantic L ever for him being on screen saying that Twitch Prime subs aren't going away. People will just throw it in Amazon's and Twitch's face, and it'd be an entire debacle, and nothing would ever change. It would just be exacerbating the situation every way. This is the only answer that Dan Clancy could give here, in my opinion. Because it's a non-answer. There's many times where you just don't give an answer. You just give the most vague bullshit answer possible. And I'm just happy he was open enough to give other real answers. This is the only possible answer you could give here, in my opinion.
So the way that he kind of
he's basically leaving the door open any way it happens.
That there is change coming, as he's talking about needing to come up with new strategies and everything.
Sure, new strategies is fine.
With a high level of confidence that the free benefit to the Twitch Primes is going to be an ancient relic of the forgotten past. In 50 years, you'll tell your grandkids there used to be a way to sub to your favorite streamer for free. And they'll call you crazy and tell you to take your medicine and go back to Arkham Asylum, you old geezer.
And your streamer get $5, which, you know, for inflation 20 years down the road, it's going to be, what, like $50?
But that's the way the cookie crumbles, it seems.
It's not like marketing 101.
Now,
yeah, exactly.
This is a big I told you so moment for me because, like I said, I was beating the drum saying,
that's
hey,
how it should work.
Twitch Primes probably aren't going to last forever. Hey, you know, like a doomsday prepper kind of thing.
Everything changed
drastically. It looks like that day
I know, Matt. It's a joke, though.
I thought it would, to be honest. But we still don't know exactly.
Dude, if I'm able to do this full time, Mad Raving, I can imagine I would do this for 50 years straight up. I love gaming. I would game every single day if I could. And I mean, with streaming, I've been able to. But before I was streaming, I couldn't game every single day. I just didn't have the time. Streaming has allowed me to game every single day. I would, like, 50 years down the road, I'll be probably, you know, like, I'll be old and gray, but I'll still be gaming, bro. I'll be the Skyrim grandpa. Like, it's, you know, the Skyrim grandma? I'll be the Skyrim grandpa, man.
What's Holy going to shit. Change about
when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, 50 years down the road.
Crystal ball and take another guess, I would say they're going to keep the Prime program around, but a diet version of it.
Thank you, Shackled Rage. 20 gifted subs. That is way, way too generous, my friend. Way, way too generous. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're amazing, my friend. You're absolutely amazing. The adorable corgis are running on the screen. We're actually talking about the business side of Twitch. We're filming another wonderful YouTube video. Chat from YouTube. If you're watching this video, hop into CapCorgi on Twitch. We stream every single night. Sometimes I do just chatting streams like this, where we talk about very, very important subjects. But we also do a whole bunch, and mostly variety gaming of every single genre. League and narratives and open worlds and RPGs, action, strategy, survival roguelikes. We've been playing a little bit of everything these days. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Leaving the space is interesting. Yeah, and it's because, it's, you know, people do get burned out, even on things that they love, Doc. You're talking about, like, a lot of the big YouTubers that left. It's because it's, you know, it's hard. Like I said, I stream every night. Hitting the going live button is the most difficult part of my night, straight up, because I've worked an entire 10 to 12 hours full of work, and I'm exhausted, and my voice is dead. As you can see right now, my voice is literally scratchy. And every single time I'm about to press the going live button, it is like I suffer from anxiety, I suffer from depression. Like these are real things, and it's hard to do this. It's very, very fulfilling, but it is also extremely, extremely difficult. I mean, it is things for the space. Oh yeah, exactly. I'm just saying I understand it, Doc, because at some point, like there have been times where part of me is just like, yeah, I want a game, but I don't know if I have the energy to be live while doing so. And that's probably what they face, but with like YouTube videos, where it's like, I would love to play this game, but then I feel beholden to making a YouTube video about said game. And they just don't want to do it. And they made their money, and they just don't have the wherewithal to push to do that content creation at that level anymore. And also, like I said, a lot of people don't realize ad revenue for YouTube has dropped this past year by a lot. So they're making like straight up like 1/3 the money. Or not 1/3, sorry, they're losing like 1/3 of their money, so 2/3 the money they're making. And that's a sizable number. Like, that is a lot. So if you're making like 20 videos in a year, and you, as a result of those 20 videos a year, you're making like $1 million, but it drops down to around $500,000. I mean, you've already made millions. Do you really need to make that much, or do you want to just retire and do something else and relax on a beach? I mean, that is a choice a lot of people like think would be difficult, and but like, you know, I don't know what choice I would make in that situation. I'm a huge gamer, so I feel like I would just choose to game all the time. But who knows? It's a rough one. Like, I would not know until I'm in that situation myself. And Shackled, you're being way too kind, buddy. And Adono, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Early birthday, indeed, Shackled Rage. You're amazing, my friend. You're amazing. You love games you can do it after working. You're a fucking champ. Thank you, Shackled Rage. I try my best, my friend. Try to make it entertaining for all of you beautiful beings in here. But yeah, it's hard. So I understand why people left the space, for sure.
A bootleg, watered down version of the Twitch
I don't agree with my Squirtle here. I did feel like this 3 days ago, but I thought about it.
More of like a discount code situation where if you have a Prime available once a month, you can sub to your favorite streamer for half off. So instead of
a job you love, a lot of people don't realize this. A job you love is still a job.
And then they get the $250 to stream.
Still a job I love.
I think that's probably how it'll work. So it'll no longer be free, but it'll be a discount on a sub. So like 50% or maybe even less. I really have no idea.
I only started to take Twitch more seriously, and that's when I started to stream every night in January 2020, when I started to look at it a little bit more as a job. Like, it is like a, you know, a side job, and it's a job that I thoroughly enjoy, and I love content creation and everything like that. But it is a job. And the reason I call it a job is because doing so makes me take it more seriously. It makes me make sure I do better to press going live every single day. It makes me try to look into making the stream more enjoyable for you guys, playing games that I know you would enjoy, showcasing new games, reaching out to industry professionals like indie game makers to try to, you know, showcase, like I said, indie games to you guys. Things like that I'm really, really passionate about. But those things I would only do because I started to take it more seriously as a job. That it's like a weird dichotomy. It's like people use sometimes the term job negatively. I don't think it's a negative thing. Like, it means I'm taking it seriously in a good way. And do this more professionally than a lot of people. Yeah, thank you, Shackled. I try my best, buddy. So fucking tired, can't play games like I used to 10 years ago. I just do my job and then get drunk and sleep. Hey, you gotta enjoy how and where you're able to enjoy, for sure, buddy, for sure. But yeah, absolutely.
How I envision this going in the future, they're not going to outright get rid of it. I don't think it'll likely be in that manner. So we'll see. We'll see if I go.
People would quit Twitch if they got rid of Prime. Like, a lot of people. It would be a giant loss for them. It'd be a giant loss for Amazon. It'd be a giant loss for Prime. And it'd be a giant loss for Twitch, all in one go. They're not going to do that.
2 for 2 on the Twitch Prime.
Maybe it'll change form, but that won't even happen for several years.
Dan Clancy also just directly answered a question a viewer asked about, is Twitch at risk of just getting the axe from Amazon? And he said emphatically no, and that Amazon is very much in.
The closest that Twitch got to getting the axe was with all of the massive nudity issues. Because one thing that will absolutely axe Twitch, without a shadow of the doubt, is if Amazon feels that Twitch is a brand risk. Right now, it's not, and it's brutal, but man, if Twitch ever becomes a real brand risk, like, guys, if people continue to like push the envelope with nudity and so on and so forth to the point that it becomes untenable for advertisers, that will nuke Twitch. You know, the unprofitability aside and everything like that, that will absolutely nuke Twitch. That is the one thing. Losing ads and losing ad partners and you know, Amazon products suddenly being like, hey, I don't know if we want to put our products on Amazon anymore because of all this wacky shit that's happening on Twitch. That would axe Amazon. Sorry, that would axe Twitch. That would be a nuclear strike from orbit, shooting down orbital laser style onto Twitch's website, and just absolute explosion. 100%. They would not hesitate in a day.
This race.
So Twitch streamers have got to take this seriously.
Invested in this, and there's no chance really that Twitch just crumbles.
Oh wow, that's way too kind, Shackle. You're amazing, buddy.
They're going through this turbulent period internally, but he is optimistic that things will look up in the future for it, and he has some ideas on where to take things. And
that's the thing, Shackled Rage. They do. There are filters on Amazon. There's no filter on Twitch of, hey, I don't want to see nudity at all, kind of thing. There's a whole entire area of Amazons that you have to like search for and all kinds of stuff. There's barriers of entry in order to hit that part of Amazon. Shackled Rage. I'm not much, but like there is some form of barrier entry. Like and like, dude, there's people doing naked yoga on YouTube. However, there's a dichotomy for things on YouTube. Google AdSense, if you're making a naked yoga video, you're not getting ads on that video, or you're getting much different and much fewer, and your ad revenue is like 1/10 of a video, for example, for like gaming or something like that. So Google AdSense on YouTube works very, very differently, where every CPM for every video is dynamic. It's unique. So depending on your subject matter, depending on whether it's made for kids or not made for kids, or giga mature or whatever, those things affect your CPMs and affects your algorithm and your viewership. It affects everything on YouTube. Twitch doesn't have any of those barriers. It doesn't have any of that dichotomy. If you're on my stream or on the most, and not that I have anything against them, the most titty streamer stream, like just literally shaking and jiggling and all kinds of stuff, hey, more power to them. They can do whatever they want. But us too will receive this. You guys will receive the same ads on both of those streams. And that is a huge problem that hasn't really come home to roost yet for ad viewers. For advertisers. And that is a big issue that Twitch has not solved yet. They need dynamic CPMs, in my opinion. And those dynamic CPMs have to be on at least an adult version versus non-adult version kind of thing. And that would be one way to help the situation as it is right now and protect, us streamers and us Twitch streamers of all kinds from being nuked from orbit by Overlord Amazon. Because there's no doubt in my mind that is possible. And it is, in fact, I think that is the most likely situation of what could happen in the worst ways. But yeah, Shackle Rage, that is why. Like, you can do things like selling dildos and everything and condoms and everything on Amazon, and it's totally fine. And it's because there's barriers. And it's not much of a barrier, but it's something. And that something being there is important for ad revenue. It is something important for credit card companies. There's a lot of credit card companies and that do not work with adult websites. This is like a huge issue for a very, very long time. At least it used to. I don't know if it's still that way now, but like that was a gigantic issue for that. So yeah. And Soulbear, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. And Rumsey, thank you again for the 20 gifted. You are amazing. You're kind and wonderful, buddy. And I really, really appreciate it. Went to some amazing people, Eat Me Cows and Random Jen and Soul Bear from you guys are being way too kind tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so supportive while I am doing this interesting little business talk that will be going up on YouTube. We're talking about all kinds of fun stuff.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see how
Thanks,
it
my
all plays
pleasure.
out. But
I worked this stuff for a very long time.
Live stream again. I haven't really seen a CEO.
It's very, very interesting.
Transparent. I expected he'd only be answering heavily.
And I love being able to talk about business with you guys.
He
like it's something that I'm very passionate
only
about.
Softballs. There were a couple he answered that I thought for sure he would avoid and shy away from. such as, is it true some of the employees that were laid off found out they no longer had a job through social media as opposed to through you guys?
That's the problem with leaks.
He actually did answer it. That and a couple other questions that I thought for sure would.
He did answer it, and he did confirm it, and he said it really sucked. Like it was literally 24 hours, and they were gonna like make the announcement themselves, and it was just really, really just brutal. That a lot of people, basically every single person who works at Twitch, was worried for 24 hours if they were going to be laid off or not. And it didn't really solve the situation. It didn't change who was getting laid off or anything. And it was just brutal. It was absolutely brutal.
Not be addressed at all. So
but he answered the question, which is true.
Cool gesture.
Dan Clancy answers so many hard questions.
We'll just have to wait and see how things start to pan out for Twitch going forward. While I don't think Twitch is in any danger of being buried 6 feet under immediately, as I've said, I am skeptical that Twitch will be around in a decade. With the direction things have been going, it makes me concerned about the future of Twitch, at least in the capacity that it's currently at.
I don't think so.
Where other streaming services are growing, Twitch seems to be kind of staying in the same place and then going through.
He's right about the size of Twitch. However, I think like it's really, really important. Let's see if I can look up a live streaming market share picture. Just something I can show you guys. Because Stream Hatchet. Oh, dude, Stream Hatchet is insane for this. They do such good stuff. All right. So this is an example from 2020. So Stream Hatchet is if you're ever curious about percentages for costs, for viewership, for what categories are growing more, for anything, Stream Hatchet is the website for this. I'll actually link the website if you want to grab Stream Hatchet and bookmark it if you're interested in this kind of stuff. It's really, really important for my side. I'm a numbers guy. This is something I like. So this was 2020 percentage growth of which streams and which websites grew. So Twitch has a 66% market share. Facebook Gaming had 12, which was actually really shocking that Facebook Gaming just dropped off the face of the earth. And YouTube had 22%. Let's see if I can find one now. Hold on, let me go B. Did I just say go B? Oh my god, man. I've been playing way too much fucking League of Legends. Yeah, 2023. Here we go. Market size. Wait, is this gonna Yeah, no graphs on that. Maybe on Stream Hatchet, maybe they'll find something. Oh, it's for downloading? Shit. Okay, I can't really do that right now. But okay, so basically this number is very, very similar. And while Twitch has been stagnant in viewership growth, it's actually pretty much, I'll explain this and maybe I can find the graphic later on. Twitch is like the exact same market share that it was previously. In fact, it might have grown a little bit of market share because YouTube Gaming's market share has gone down a little bit. Facebook Gaming's market share just doesn't exist anymore. What the fuck is the other one? Kick's market share has kind of taken over Facebook Gaming's market share. Not directly. They went, basically all the people on Facebook Gaming went back to Twitch, and some of those went to Kick. And so like Kick's market share is about, I would say like a tenth of Twitch's. So it's really not that much at all. It's a lot of growth. But the reason the numbers are stagnant is that live streaming as an entire enterprise has not gotten new eyeballs. And this is something that's hard for a lot of people to learn. Live streaming itself just hasn't grown too much. So being stagnant in an area which is already stagnant is actually not the worst thing in the world. It's not great. I mean, everyone in the live streaming space wishes that it would just grow, but it's kind of hard for it to grow. It's very niche. It's like super, super niche. YouTube videos are 3 billion people. Twitch streaming is in like the tens of millions. It's like not even the same ballpark. It's piss in the air compared. So it's like, and a lot of things is like, for example, Kick hasn't grown any streaming at all. It is literally only siphoned off some streamers and some viewers from Twitch. That is it. And so, and the same with YouTube. It's all the same people. It hasn't grown live streaming in anything but very, very negligible numbers. Like TikTok has grown. Yeah. TikTok has actually gotten a lot of people in the streaming space. Shackle Rage. That is the only thing that people that go onto TikTok when they stream on Twitch. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that at some point. But I need to make TikTok videos in order for that to happen, is the problem. Like, you have to make a whole bunch of TikTok videos in order to get a stream key from TikTok, which is extremely, extremely annoying. And I'm not a big fan of TikTok in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know if I'll do that. But yeah, so that is some context of what he's saying.
More internal struggle. So it makes it seem far more dire as an outsider.
Not a fan of spyware, weird.
But
yeah, exactly.
Dan seems to believe that Twitch's best years are ahead of them,
Shocker.
as opposed to behind them. So perhaps
it's not even
they
that.
have like a really good strategy going forward. But yeah, just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. So yeah.
W video, like, I didn't agree with a lot of what he said, but like, not in a bad way. It's just that I had differing opinions on Penguin0. Moist critical on this subject. But he was like, I mean, he's a really smart guy. He has a different perspective. He has a very, like, he's been in streaming. I'm gonna link the video. Give it a like, give it a sub. Moist critical, great guy, great streamer, great content creator, and a very nice guy as well. He helps out a lot of small streamers. He does a lot of that. He does a lot of charity work. He does like really cool shit, like creates comics and stuff. Legitimately, credit where credit is due. He's one of the big creators that I actually respect and like. Even respectfully disagreeing with his some of his takes here. I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's like, willfully wrong or anything like that. I just have a differing perspective working in business, working in companies that have subsidiaries and so on. And Darkshade says not a fan of spyware with TikTok. Bro, I'm brown, Darkshade. Let me give you some perspective here, man. I'm brown. And I am from I've been brown since 2000. Like I was brown during the entire like 2001 horrificness. So I've had people spying on me from the get-go, bro. I'm young age, super brown Muslim man on the internet, very, very openly on the internet. Traveling a lot on planes. Bro, I've had the government up my ass spying on everything I do. So that part does suck, but I'm used to that. I'm used to that part. Twitch isn't failing by any means. It's not growing. Just like other huge channels, pretty stagnant, stuck there, no growth. Yeah, exactly, Soulbear. And like I said, I think for now, that's okay. Like, it's really not too bad. I think when Twitch mobile increases and like the large video of Dan Clancy, which was very, very poignant and important, which we discuss here, and I'll link that. If you guys are interested in this topic, we're probably gonna close this this little segment right here. But if you're very interested in this subject, I would click that link, guys. It's a 3-hour video, but I went into a lot of detail on every single thing Dan Clancy said. And we went on a lot, like, I actually, changed my opinion on a couple of them, like the Twitch Prime, but, like, it was a very, very interesting topic, and, I love talking about it, and there was a lot of detail given in that 3-hour video. But yeah, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the discussion. I think there was something I was going to say, but I kind of forgot, but it's not a big deal. I think we covered it all. Any final questions on the subject before we hop into a different game? Hey, thank you, Shackle Rage. I'm glad you're liking the beard, buddy. Hell yeah, my friend. Hell yeah. Any other questions? I think it was a very interesting thing, and I think the future is relatively safe. We're gonna play a game next. Yeah. We're gonna play Tarkov next. When will I shave my beard? I mean, I'll be doing a marathon stream on my birthday, Darkshade, which is later this month. So I don't know if it'll be on my birthday. It'll probably be like the week after. So probably first week of February. I'll be doing a 24-hour style crazy marathon like we are want to do. We've done every single birthday and every single Twitch anniversary that I have in May. I haven't decided if I'm going to be doing a beard shave campaign or not. Maybe I will. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Don't shave the beard again. Hey, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta get a new computer at some point, guys. We can now twerk in Lethal Company. Wait, did they add a twerk emote in Lethal Company? Oh, God bless them. They know what we like. They know what they're doing. Oh, there's a mod? Oh my God. Holy shit. Try it out. No, you're doing amazing. That is in no way like telling people that they need to give more or anything like that, Shackled Rage. It's a process. It's a process. And that's one reason I started YouTube, to diversify a little bit, to grow the community in a little bit of a different way, and to give you guys enjoyable and good content to watch for people who can't make it to my times of streaming at literal ass o'clock. Because I stream really late, and I know that's a big barrier for a lot of people who want to enjoy the awesome content that we have here, and I want them to at least enjoy some of it, whatever I can manage to, pay editors and have put up here in good quality onto Twitch. One in the Don't Shave campaign, if that's the thing. Yeah, I did that last year, Soul Bear. I did that for May last year. It was the for the beard, against the beard campaign. And dude, against the beard was like not even a fraction. So many people wanted me to shave. It was ridiculous. I was like, holy shit, man. I was actually taken aback. It wasn't a bad thing. Like I shaved on stream happily and everything. It was very silly. It was a lot of fun. But man, it was I was taken aback, man. I was taken aback. How's Wednesday looking for you? For what? For D&D? I'm available. Shit. How's Friday looking for you, Darkshade? I actually need to talk to my indie tabletop group, because while it is my birthday this January, it is also one of my indie tabletop crew's birthdays in January as well, and he requested very, very strongly that we do an indie tabletop night for his birthday. And I was like, dude, I'm so in. He's a great guy. So I'm going to see if we can cancel one or the other. Oh, I mean, what time, Darkshade? What time do you do D&D until? Because, like, we don't start until, at 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Light beard, clean cut looks so weird. Yeah, I know, Shackled. Without the beard, it looks really, really, really weird. Oh, my God. All right, guys. I will be right back. I got to get some water, quick BRB, and then we swap games. Is it Tarky time? Eastern to 11:30. Oh, okay. I got you, Darkshade. I got you. No worries, buddy. If it's an earlier time, or if it's like if they decide that they can only do later or something, Darkshade, I'll let you know. But yeah. Or if maybe Fridays don't work for anyone, and maybe we'll do it Saturday. I don't know. I'll let you know, buddy. What pans out. But quick BRB, my friends. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you, everyone. Again, Soul Bear, and Rumsey Zaraki, you amazing being, and the lovely, lovely Shackled Rage, both for the donation and for the gifted subs. You are so, so amazing. Every single one of you are so kind just for being in here. That's more than enough. And then being so kind with all the subs, the donations, everything. It really helps me do what I do. It helps me make these videos. It helps me be live on stream. It helps me do all this stuff. Quick BRB. I'll be right back. Oh, we have no plans yet, dude. No one besides me answered yet out of all 6 of us. So I have no clue. Only me and the person asking for it said could we do this? So it's some kind of indie tabletop game. Some kind of indie tabletop game. We've done like talking ones. We've done card games. We've done things like Lancer. We've done Troika. We've done all kinds of really, really small, never heard of ones. It was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. It probably wouldn't be Lancer Darkshade. It would probably be like, something small. How about Goblin with a fat ass? I mean, dude, I could tell you, knowing Sharky, Sharky it's his birthday. He's the birthday guy. Knowing Santa Butt stuff, dude, they would hear that name and they'd be down. They'd straight up be down. I'm down. So, I don't know anything about it. And the lovely Woden, buddy. Welcome, my friend. It's good to see you. Good to have you in here. All of the love. Quick BRB. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. And we're going to continue with some fun games.